Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand before turning it into a motion comic experience so that you can get a better vibe of your favorite books so you can go buy one right now. Today we're going to be covering the continuation of the storyline of Harley Quinn. This is a out of continuity but in continuity with the rest of DC. As far as you should be concerned, these Harley Quinn storylines are self-contained in her own timeline. That's how most of us treat them. But today, we're going to be covering a storyline called Nether Regions. That's right, Nether Regions. It involves a guy from the underworld. You can assume it's Harley Quinn. Enjoy. In our last video, Harley had received a visit from none other than the Joker, who wanted to come back and patch up things in their relationship. But as it turned out, this Joker's real name was Edwin, and he was sent by the actual Joker to play a trick on Harley and mess with her head. After learning the truth, Harley didn't really care what Edwin had to say for himself, and she shot him, telling him that the Joker just played him, and he paid the ultimate price. Now in the busy streets of New York, Harley and the leader of the Harley gang, who also happens to be named Harley, take off on their newly acquired Harley. Gang leader Harley says that since the guy from their last job didn't pay them in full, they gave them a motorcycle to balance it out. And Harley tells her that that's nice and all, but they got mortgages to pay. They're gonna need to start chasing some cash-heavy clients. As the two pull up to Harley's apartment building, gang leader Harley asks, are they gonna keep it or sell it? And Harley tells her that they're gonna have to sell it. Tony says it's too bad, the bike's a classic. Maybe she could give it to her loyal best buddy. And just as Harley tells him that they can't, there's a loud crash as the windows of the apartment building are blown out. Everyone spins around to see a group of green ant-like creatures climbing out holding what looks like a giant cocoon. The ants speak to each other in their own language and Harley shouts, "Oh my god, cooties!" Gang leader Harley yells, "Ew, where did they even come from?" And Harley asks, remember that door in the sub-basement? She had red tools seal the tunnel up below the building, so she's gonna take a guess and state that he didn't do a very good job. Once the ants get out, they start to hold the cocoon up to the sunlight, and Harley says that they're not liking where this is going. Why don't they? But as Harley takes a step forward, one of the ants shocks her. Tony grabs a trash can, and before he can throw it, he too is shocked. The gang leader then grabs the two and then starts to run, with Harley asking, "Where are you going? That shock wasn't entirely unpleasant." A few moments later at Sal's shoe repair store, gang leader Harley sets everyone down and asks if they're going to be okay. Harley tells her no. She's pissed now. And she walks into the store asking Sal if he's got any weapons that she can use. Sal says that he just finished up on her boots and she shouts, "Sal, focus!" He holds up a bat and an axe, stating that the good stuff is in the back, but this should hold her over for a bit. She takes the axe, runs back outside, and as she gets to her building, she chucks the axe into one of the ant creature's heads. The other ants stop to see what's going on and they look at her, and Harley tells them, "This is what happens when you randomly attack people. Now what the hell is going on?" One of the ants says, "This is the end for you and your kind. Soon Zorichum will be free." Harley asks, "Now you want to speak English? And you're threatening all of mankind. I am so not happy right now." Seconds later, the cocoon breaks open and a large, pale-skinned and naked man stands up stating, "I am free! Zorichum is free! You have served me well, my disciples." The ants run and kneel before Zorichum, yelling, "We worship the ground that he walks on! We live to serve!" Zorichum lifts his foot up, stating, "Good. Now the time for you to meet the gods has come!" And he begins to crush the ants' heads. The gang leader shouts, "Ew," and Harley says, "Hey, wait a minute. I can see your missus must be very disappointed." Tony asks, "Really? That's what got your attention, not the fact that he just killed one of his followers." Zorichum begins killing the other ants, telling them that he thanks them for their service, and they will all soon meet the god. Two of the ants begin to run away, shouting that they want to live! But before they can get far, Zorichum uses his laser vision to tear down the giant shoe sign in front of Sal's to kill them. Tony says, "Man, ants got it rough all over the place." And finally, the cops show up. A few officers jump out of their cars, shouting to Zorichum, telling him to get on the ground. He holds out his hand and begins to lift the officers in the air, asking, "How dare you bark orders at me?" One of the officers manages to fire his gun, but as the bullet hits Zorichum in the face, it just bounces off. Zorichum tells the officers that they will pay with their contemptuous with their lives. Suddenly, a wind begins to blow around the officers, and they all explode. Harley yells at Zorichum, asking, "What did you do?" And Zorichum looks at her, asking, "Where am I? This is not Strata." Harley tells him, "You're in Brooklyn. You might want to cover up your dangling, bits. There's kids around here." Zorichum looks around, stating, "Ah, I'm on the surface of the planet. The luminant orb, it renders me more powerful by the second. I could return to Strata for my revenge, but this world is rather curious. Where is your leader? I shall demand the surrender of this world and annihilate said leader." Harley pauses for a moment and then points down the street stating, "The latest guy is in Washington, D.C. You might want to talk to him. Just head that way, and when you see a big old White House, you can't miss it." As Zorichum turns to leave, Tony asks, "What did you do?" "He's gonna go kill the president." Harley tells him, "Hey, if Zorichum stays here, we're all dead. You saw what happened to those policemen. Besides, the way he's heading, he'll never find the White House. The guy doesn't even have pants on." Zorichum looks back stating, "If I find that you are untruthful, I will come back and slowly turn you inside out." 20 minutes later, on top of Harley's apartment building, everyone watches as Zorichum destroys parts of New York. And Harley says, "Okay, maybe we don't have a chance." Eggy then asks, "Why don't you call the superheroes? You know a few of them, right?" And Harley tells him it doesn't really work like that. She once called out Power Girl's name in the shower and she never showed up. Maybe she caused this. But now it's time for someone else to clean up her mess. A voice then asks, "You're the one who did this?" And Harley asks who's there, and a woman with black hair floats down onto a piece of pavement stating that she did. Her name is Atlee from Strata, and she is here to try and clean up what she started. Harley yells, "Perfect timing!" Wait, Atlee? The Atlee? Like the name on the door next to the one that I blew up? Atlee says, "Why would you open that door?" And Harley says, "I thought there'd be treasure behind it. The door with your name clearly marked. The other one, not so much." Atlee then asks, "Really? All the chains weren't enough of a message not to open it?" And Atlee then tells Harley, "It doesn't matter now. I will do my best to stop Zorichum, but you are coming with me." Harley shouts, "All right, let me get my superhero costume." A few moments later, over in the now destroyed part of New York, in her most revealing superhero costume, Harley looks around stating that she can't really see anything from up here. Just then, Zorichum appears behind them stating, "Hello." And Harley sighs, stating, Zor crap." Seconds later, both Harley and Atlee are thrown into the wall, and Harley asks, "So, how did you beat him last time?" And Atlee tells her it wasn't just her, it was her and four of Strata's greatest protectors. And Harley says, "Yeah, you might want to call them." Zorichum then floats down into the alleyway, telling Atlee that before he destroys her, he will have her know that once he takes over the surface world, he will move on to Strata. Their death will be music to my ears. And Harley asks, "Wait, have you never heard real music before? Like no awesome guitar riffs or anything?" Zorichum tells her, "Enough of this! Prepare to die!" And Harley shouts, "Wait! Does that mean that I need to prepare a will or something? Maybe I should delete my browser history." Zorichum stops for a moment and then says, "The white one fascinates me." And Harley says, "Really? Okay then, humor me. Why would you want to take over the world? You haven't seen anything in it yet, only Brooklyn. If you go take over New Jersey, how would you know what's going on in China? More importantly, who wants that responsibility?" Just then the ground shoots up, opening around Zorichum and trapping him within an egg. Zorichum shouts, "You insolent Stratton! Your matter-manipulating powers can only go so far!" Atlee sighs, stating that he's right, and Harley says, "Why doesn't she just find someone to help? If he thinks she's fascinating, maybe she can slow him down." Atlee thinks about it for a moment and then says, "Okay, she knows someone who can help. Just be careful." Before she leaves, Zorichum breaks out of the dark prison yelling, "See! No match for my power! Time to die at!" Lee? Harley tells him, "Yeah, she kind of skipped out. She knew how much she was no match for your manly powers. But hey, before wrecking the rest of the world, how about I bring you up to date with the whole wide world? Make it a little easier to rule. If you're going to make everyone a slave or kill them, why not pick my brain a bit? It'll give you a bit of an advantage." Zorichum tells her that there is wisdom to her words. "There is much that I do not know about the surface world. Before stripping the skin from your bones, you will tell me." Harley says, "All right, but first, we're gonna have to get out of here. Central Park is a nice place to sit and talk, but unlike you, I can't fly, so you're gonna need to give me a ride. Plus, you're gonna need to get some pants, because, well, people will take you more seriously." After a short flight, Zorichum sets Harley down by the pond at Central Park and asks, "Why do people wear these pants?" Harley tells him to cover his junk. Also, pockets are pretty useful for carrying stuff. "So what is it that you wanted? The official surrender of the world? What's the plan after that? Think big picture." Zorichum tells her, "After the world surrenders, I will make everyone worship me and do my bidding." So Harley tells him, "Okay, let's break that down. First off, there are tons of leaders that all don't speak the same language. Do you know that there are over 6,500 languages? How many do you know?" Zorichum tells him that he only knows this one and a few others. Harley then says, "Okay, so you're gonna need a translator. Humans have a weird thing about becoming slaves, so that's not gonna be easy." Harley looks over and sees a hot dog cart and tells him, "Hang on a minute, I'm gonna get us some food." She gets up, runs over to the hot dog cart, stating that she needs 6 dogs with the works. The man asks if she's a superhero, and she says, "Yeah, does that come with a discount?" And the man tells her no. Harley pulls money from her, well, opening above her butt, stating that it's good to have butt money. And a few moments later, Zorichum bites into his hot dog, stating, "These are superb!" And Harley tells him, "See, if you kill everyone, how would you get these delicacies made by humans?" Zorichum tells her, "I shall spare a few so that they may be kept." But Harley tells him, "It's not that simple. So you gotta worry about friends and families and a whole bunch of stuff." So he tells her, "Okay, you will be kept so you can work out all the details." And Harley asks, like a queen? And Zorichum tells her, I will let you live to be on my council. As they talk, a rabid squirrel runs up and Zorichum asks, what is this lesser being? And Harley says that they are mostly harmless, but this one looks a bit, well, hey, the squirrel's hungry. Maybe you should give him a part of your weenie. Zorichum breaks up a piece of his hot dog and he holds it out. And as the squirrel goes to eat it, it bites onto Zorichum's finger, tearing it open. He smacks the squirrel into the sky, shouting, away, you foul beast. And then he looks at his finger, stating, I am now bleeding. Harley asks, seriously? You got shot in the face and didn't flinch, but you get bit by a squirrel and there's blood everywhere? Meanwhile, above the city, Atlee and Power Girl fly down, and Atlee says that her new friend Harley has taken care of Zorichum at the moment. Power Girl asks, this Harley, her last name wouldn't be Quinn, would it? And Atlee says, yes! Do you know her? Power Girl sighs, stating, we're well acquainted. She had something to do with this, didn't she? Just then, Power Girl is smacked in the face with the rabid squirrel. She grabs it, asking who would throw a rabid squirrel, and Atlee bursts out laughing. She then says the trajectory tells her that this came from Central Park. Let's drop this off at the animal control and take care of Zorichum. A short while later, Atlee and Power Girl head over to Central Park, but they can't seem to find this guy trying to take over the world. As they look around, a police car and a pair of horses are thrown into the air. She gets into the car while Atlee lifts the grass to give the horses a soft landing. She says that she's pretty sure Zorichum and Harley have been relocated. As they both look up, Zorichum begins shouting gibberish, and Harley, who's dangling behind, yells, hey, PG and Atlee! Boy, am I glad to see you. Seconds after that, Harley is thrown into the air, and she almost hits a plane. Atlee asks, did she? But Power Girl tells her it's okay. She missed the plane by a few feet. They have 55 seconds before she falls back to the earth. Atlee then asks, you're gonna save her, right? And Power Girl sighs, stating, do I have to? You clearly don't know Harley like I do. As Power Girl flies off, Zorichum asks, who is that? She will be my queen! Make that happen, and I shall relent my takeover of Strata. Up in the sky, Harley yells, yeah, there's my beautiful, bountiful guardian angel. Wonder if you're getting sick of saving me. Power Girl tells her, yes, I am. After catching Harley, Power Girl says that they need to hurry back and see how Atlee's doing. Just then, Atlee is thrown past the two of them, and Harley says that that answers that. Power Girl shoots back, catching Atlee, and once the three of them come back down to the ground, Power Girl asks, what happened? Harley tells her that they were talking about world domination over some pastrami sandwiches, and then he wanted more pastramis, but they ran out. Atlee then says that she knows what he wants. He wants to make her his queen. Harley says that she's flattered, but he's not much in the dangler department. And Atlee says no, he wants Power Girl. He wanted an introduction, and when she told him no, he tossed her into the sky. Harley says, why don't they just put this guy back in the cocoon before he starts destroying the rest of New York? And Atlee tells her it won't be that easy. The sun powered him up. He's stronger than he was before. Harley then asks if they keep fighting him, would he run out of energy? It's nighttime, so he wouldn't be able to power back up. And Atlee says that might work, but how are they going to make Zorichum use up all of his energy? And Harley says that she has an idea. They can give him what he wants. Atlee laughs, stating that she knows what she's thinking, and Harley yells, come on, no one will get hurt. And Power Girl sighs, nothing except her dignity. So Power Girl and Zorichum go on a date, seeing all the sights that New York has to offer. As the two sit down for drinks, Power Girl asks, so Harley mentioned that he wanted to be the leader of the planet. Did she tell him how much work that's going to be? Zorichum says that Harley did make some excellent points, but then the pastrami ran out and he became distracted. What is your opinion on all this? Are you prepared to willingly become my queen, or am I going to force you into submission? Power Girl just sighs. Zorichum goes on stating that he thinks that she would enjoy being his queen. He is the last of his people, and the idea of having relations with you to create more of my race is exciting. Power Girl crushes her glass, asking, you want kids? And Zorichum says, what good would taking over the world be if there's no future generation to reap the benefits? We can start now, in fact. Remove your garb and... Without saying a word, Power Girl gets up, punching Zorichum across the room, and Harley tells Atlee, this is it! A short while later, Power Girl picks herself up from being knocked over trees, and Zorichum says that he is not familiar with this mating ritual. But now he has bested her in pre-coital combat. It is time to derobe, and... Power Girl shouts, again with that? Why is it always some megalomaniac who wants to have babies with me? Why not someone like John Hamm? However, as the fight between Power Girl and Zorichum rips through New York, Power Girl manages to kick Zorichum in the stomach, sending him flying into the ground. She flies down, and as he starts to sluggishly get back up, Harley asks if Zorichum is foaming at the mouth. Atlee tells her, yeah, something isn't right, and Harley runs in shouting, I will save the day! And she hits Zorichum in the stomach. Zorichum looks up at Harley, grunting, and when Power Girl calls out to him, he spins around, punching her in the chin. Except his punch doesn't do anything. He grunts again, looking at his broken hand, and Power Girl says, aha! No sunlight, no powers. Looks like you're going to need to recharge, and there's no way I'm gonna let that happen. Harley and Atlee run over hugging Power Girl, telling her that she did it. Power Girl says that she's pretty sure Zorichum is sick, by the way. Harley says that it must have been the squirrel from before. He must have gotten rabies. But what are we gonna do with him now? While the three girls discuss options on how to deal with Zorichum, Zorichum gets up and tries to escape. But after only taking a few steps, a passerby runs into him with a bike, knocking all of his stuff to the ground. The man jumps up shouting at Zorichum that he's gonna have to pay for all of this, but he continues to try and escape. Just then, there's a pair of bright lights and he's struck by a passing bus. A few moments later, the three girls and the bus driver look at the exploded entrails of Zorichum, and the bus driver says that he never saw him walk out into the street. And why is his blood blue? He's never killed anyone before. Harley tells him not to worry, he just saved the planet. He was going to enslave them all and take over the world. And the bus driver says, "You aren't just saying that, right?" And Harley says, "No, you've become a hero now." As she looks back, she sees a rat scurrying away with one of Zorichum's eye. And once the roads are cleaned up, Power Girl brings Harley home, and Harley tells her that they should exchange contact info, because it would work a lot better than just getting thrown into the air and Power Girl having to save her. Power Girl says that if she just yells her name, she will come. Harley tells her she did that already. Power Girl says, yeah, she chose to ignore that. She heard the shower too. Harley then asks her, "Can I get a goodbye hug before you go?" And Power Girl asks, "How about a handshake?" So Harley hugs her anyway. While the two hug, Power Girl tells Tony and Red Tool that she can hear all the cell phone cameras. Once Power Girl flies off, Harley asks Atlee how she would like to come back to her place and tell her about how she met Power Girl. Red Tool asks if they can join, and Harley asks, "Don't you have a hole to fill?" And Atlee says, "That's what she said. Did I do it right?" And there you're having more Harley Quinn. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I am actually a huge fan of the Harley Quinn run. I don't always get to keep up with it, but I do read a lot of it. So we're gonna be bringing you more Harley Quinn real soon, doing a further explanation into Red Tool, which is basically DC's version of Red Pool, Deadpool. Red Pool, Red. See, DC, you did it. You got me to say it. You got me to mix them up. That was your goal, wasn't it? Anyway, guys, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to get more crazy Harley Quinn insanity. Some of my favorite storylines are coming up, like her going to Apocalypse, so you're going to see that one real soon. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time right here at Comicstorian.